Hi, this is Mr. Carvajal, and today we are working on our formative assessment for informational writing. And for a lot of us, informational writing is difficult. It's something that we have to practice at to get better at. Yes, some of us are good at it, but a lot of us need some help. And that's what we're thinking about today, helping us understand this kind of writing and be successful at answering questions about this kind of writing. So before we get started reading, I want us to look at our notes. And we took notes in class. If you were here, you have the notes. If you weren't, these will be your notes, and they'll be attached to the assignment as well. So informational writing notes. What if the reading is difficult? Man, I'm having trouble with this. I don't understand it. There's so many big words. Well, of course, remember that you are strong, confident, and successful. That really helps. Our human nature, right, is to zone out. What's going on Snapchat? Who texted me? We want to zone out and think about something else because we feel uncomfortable because we're not sure what to do or how to do it. So if we're being positive on purpose, right, we're going to focus in. That means I'm going to listen closer. I'm going to try and figure it out. And of course, we have to use our imagination, right? Try and picture it. If you're reading a story, a narrative, well, you're going to make a movie in your head, like a movie you would go see, right? But for informational writing, you make a documentary in your head instead. And that's really helpful. You're picturing a news show, you're picturing a documentary, and as you're reading, you're picturing it, and it helps you understand it better. What if you're still not understanding? What if it's really difficult? That's your cue to take mini notes. 3 to 5 word notes every few paragraphs for what they were basically about. And that means I've read 2 or 3 paragraphs. I'm not sure what this means. Let me stop. Okay, I think it's about how people give up too easy. I think it's about not being afraid to try. You want to use literally 3 to 5 words. Some teachers want you to write a summary. I don't. Just a little notation that's going to help you continue to focus and understand and figure it out as you go. Even if your notes aren't perfect, the fact that you're stopping and thinking is going to help you understand it better. Okay, and we will practice this later, don't worry. We also focused on informational writing organizational patterns. They usually have a certain format, kind of like we have a format for an essay. And informational writing is a lot like essays. So here are some standard formats that you will see. Compare and contrast. How are they the same? How are they different? And you're looking at how things work differently. You're looking at a good example versus a bad example, anything like that. So compare and contrast is our first organizational pattern. The second is cause and effect. This happened, and this is what happened because of that. So, there's a gas leak, and then there was an explosion. So you're telling about a problem and what happens because of it, cause and effect. Procedural, well, how to do something like fix a lawnmower, bake a cake, make the perfect steak, anything like that. You're giving procedures on what to do. Persuasive, you're going to convince your reader to believe or act a certain way. And a lot of our essays, even though they're supposed to be informational, when we wrote about one way to make a difference, a lot of them became very persuasive in your writing because you were telling people, hey, let's not leave trash all over the beach. Let's take care of our world. Let's take care of our planet. And when you're talking like that, your writing becomes persuasive, and it's very powerful. Description, you're just telling people what's going on with a problem or issue. And then narration. A lot of times in nonfiction informational writing, they do have stories told. It might be fiction or nonfiction. They have anecdotes in there, and that helps get the point across. But if it's told as a story, it's a narrative, it's narration. Okay, so that's it for notes. And let's look at the questions that we have to answer. So we have one question to answer. Read the article, The Social Dilemma, Social Media and Your Mental Health, and then respond to the prompt below. Choose an organizational pattern that you notice in this article and explain how structuring the text in this way helps to develop the writer's message. If you haven't read the article is attached, and there is a separate video of me reading the first half of the article. So you can click on that link in the assignment, watch the video, read along with me, and then you should be able to answer this question, right? Once again, what's the question? Hey, let's make this writing bigger. Let's make this bigger too. Choose an organizational pattern, right? What's the pattern from our notes? Compare and contrast, cause and effect, procedural, persuasive, descriptive, narration. And explain how structuring the text this way helps develop the writer's message. So you're going to use the key words, right? The organizational pattern is, and you know what? More than one works. You can pick more than one. Just pick the one that sounds right to you. And once you've got that, the organizational pattern is compare and contrast, procedural, persuasive, whatever it is. And then structuring the text this way helps develop the writer's message by, and you're just going to use your riddle skills and figure out an answer that works. How does it help develop the message? Does it organize the information well? Does it give us great examples or a great way to look at the information, process the information, anything like that? So once again, you're going to use the keywords in your answer, figure out the organizational pattern, and then type your answer here. Or if you have the paper copy, of course, you can handwrite that as well and get that turned in. Remember, you must write at least 100 words to get credit. Less will not be accepted. So that means you're going to explain and give details. You are writing so that somebody who has not read the article knows what you're saying is true and understands it and it makes sense. So keep that in mind. Okay, so that's the assignment. Once again, if you haven't watched the video yet of the reading, you can click on that in the assignment as well and watch it first, because you can't answer this without at least reading the article. All right, have a great day. If you have any questions, be sure and message me. Bye-bye.